Welcome to Teaching Truth. In his excellent book entitled Survival on the theme of Revelation, the late Reverend Bill Friel, who was one of the former ministers of Duke Street Church in Richmond, writing on the growth of the world church, pens these words. He says, "The Great Schism of AD 1054 meant that the Eastern Orthodox Church refused to accept the authority of the Pope and the Roman Church. The Reformation, which rose about AD 1500 and reached its climax around the mid-17th century, brought about a radical rupture. Protestantism eventually became fragmented with many denominations and thousands of independent churches. During the past 50 years, ecumenicalism has been discussed within the context of the possibility of a world church, that is, a visible unity of Christendom. The World Council of Churches was formed in 1948 and is dedicated to the cause of church unity amongst Protestantism, the Roman Catholic, and the Greek Orthodox Church. From the standpoint of prophecy, a world church is inevitable, but it will not reach its culmination until Christ comes for his true church. From the standpoint of prophecy, a world church is inevitable." And it's against that backcloth and in the context of Revelation 17 that we come today to consider what I've entitled the dictatorship of the Harlot Church. The dictatorship of the Harlot Church, this church that will one day be an ecumenical, ecclesiastical group of churches, denominations, and religions. Let me just say this, that we just need to look around today, not very far, and we're seeing a decline, in some quarters a very rapid decline, of the traditional Christian denominations. It's getting very difficult to find a good Church of Scotland church, or a good Baptist church, or a good independent evangelical church. All the mainstream denominations have large segments that are, sad to say, splitting, going in a liberal direction, I would suggest, and opening up to all kinds of emphasis and so-called doctrines, to the degree that they're not orthodox churches anymore. And as John sees this vision on the Isle of Patmos, the vision that he records for us in Revelation 17 of the harlot and this harlot church, he's describing almost a federation of harlots. Verse 5, "On her forehead was written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots." The chief harlot, as it were. She's the dictator. She's the mother of harlots. It's coming under the umbrella of one church, one Babylon, the mother of harlots. And today we need to be very, very discerning on what is truth and what is error, and to be willing to call out that which is doctrinal error. We need to be true. We need to hold fast to the core doctrines of our faith. Unlike the church, the harlot church described here, which will become a dictator church, And it will become a dictator church because it is a church that has got the DNA of Babylon within it. A man-made religious system, a man-made religious church, small c, that is apart from God. Remember, yesterday we said that in Genesis 10 and 11, Nimrod started all the false religious systems of the world. The tower that was built wasn't just a little lookout tower. No, Babel was a pagan place of worship. At Babel, people would go up to the top of the tower and worship the stars and the constellations. So this was pagan religion that was birthed way back in Genesis, that was birthed in Babylon. When you look at Revelation 17 and Revelation 18, you have two entities, as it were. You have the harlot, an evil, false religious system, and you have the beast. The harlot rides on the beast, so they are united together. They are one and the same. There is a religious system, hear this, and a political system that are united together. And what the prophecy of Revelation is telling us is that the Antichrist, the beast, will use the religious system, and the religious system, the harlot as it were, will use the beast, the Antichrist, to come to power and to dictate what ought to happen. And aren't we seeing in our own culture, in our own society, the beginnings, as it were, of the state dictating what the church, the evangelical church, should and should not do? But it's interesting that when the Antichrist is done with the woman, he destroys her. And we read that at the end of Revelation 17. Babylon is just one great ecumenical dictatorial movement of false religions coming together under one umbrella, under one mystery, under the mother of harlots, Babylon. According to Revelation, there will be an all-encompassing, an ecumenical, ecclesiastical church that will come together after the rapture. This false church will come together and exist under the name mystery, Babylon, the mother of harlots, and it will dictate what should happen. It will be a church that has power because the religious system and the political system will be married together, the harlot riding on the beast. Join me tomorrow in Teaching Truth as we look at the destructiveness of the harlot church.